everybody, welcome to La Plume Notes. I am going to share my very first bullet journal with you guys. This is my notebook that I've started for 2021, and I am going to share with you me setting up my March bullet journal. And since I've kind of kicked off my La Plume Notes channel, I decided that the focus or the graphic icon for this month would be around feathers, pen, the quill, and that's really where we're going to start with our monthly cover here. And I'll be able to just show you my thought process through how I go and just create my journal. It's very simple. It needs to be useful. This is my everyday carry, even though that's around the house today because I pretty much work from home. But it's still extremely helpful. I have a large household to manage and a lot of responsibility, so I find it helpful to have something I can just jot any ideas and notes through. So what I'm going to show you here is the quick sketch I did for my feather, and I had to sketch it out. Again, I am no artist by any means, and so I needed to just have some point of reference so that I wouldn't take a pen or marker to this and obviously be upset with it having a large mistake in it. And then I did contemplate whether or not to go back and forth with watercoloring and such, but I didn't want my first video, I think, to be so elaborate, and I haven't really tried a watercolor technique on here, but that is one of my targets. So here you're going to see that I am actually taking a Tombow color, and I think I'm trying to show you the number that I'm using here. And I'm just going to trace out the feather, and then that's what you're going to see. And so a lot of the video editing that I'll see in here, you'll see some music playing in the background where I'm just kind of drawing through a lot of those things, but where I have a few items to share with you guys, I'll definitely be speaking up here and there. So now I'm going to go ahead and try to draw out the month of March font here, and I want it to look as if the feather is writing it. So I'm using this brush tip to mimic the fact that it looks like it came from the feather, and so that's what I'm doing here now. Alright, I added in all my colors, but I am definitely feeling like it's lacking a little bit of contrast, so I want to go in and add in the black outline so that you can just see a little bit more of the feather, and that it makes the color, I feel like, contrast a little bit more with the white paper. So I am going in and now tracing the outline of the feather, and we'll see if that makes the feather stick out a little bit better. Alright, I am loving the contrast of adding the black ink, and now I want to go in and add a little bit more spice to the feather, and I am really into just spackling and dots and everything, and I really thought the gold and adding polka dots to the feather would add a lot more interest. And so I'm going to go ahead and add in some gold, and it's a little bit hard to see in the video, but it does add a lot more interest to the feather, in my opinion. Alright, now we're going to move on to my monthly overview page. And again, I just did some quick drafting on the ideas of what I wanted to do for this page, and I'm going to go in and now draw in just the divider that I had for all the goals and the notes. And I had this idea of putting feathers on a vine, but when I put it on a vine, it ended up looking like leaves. So I had to go in and fix that later, so you'll see some of that. This is my first time kind of using this division and layout of the overview, so not sure how I feel about it, but overall just generally liking the quote, the inspirational quote, and the sections I do normally have as part of my monthly overview. So we'll see how it looks at the end. And one of the things I do want to mention is that I have tried to put in a calendar, a monthly calendar, previously, but I ended up not really using that so much, so I just directly go into the monthly overview page here, and that's what I'm going to be working on. Alright, so now I'm going to move on into creating the headers, and for the header divider, I'm going to be using arrows, and on the tip of the back end of the arrows, I'm going to be having more of a feather-like appearance, so I thought that would be a good use of a divider for my titles. So usually within my bullet journal, I love to just put quotes anywhere really. I think that it adds a nice visual to the pages. It also kind of helps me with my mindset for all the stuff that I'm planning, and just making sure that I'm starting with my planning exercise with the right mindset. And I found this one that resonated with me in terms of the fact that I am starting this YouTube channel, and honestly, maybe for other folks it's quite easy for them to go ahead and do something that they love on social media, but for me, I tend to be a very private person, and it took a lot of years of me convincing myself that I even wanted to share in this forum. So but you know, at the same time, I just felt that it was the right time for myself and for what I want to share out there. And obviously I don't think I'm going to be the best one out there, but I still want to just find folks that, you know, appreciate some of the same interests that I do. So that's why I'm putting myself out there with this, and I just really thought this quote resonated with where I want to go on this journey. So she took the leap and built her wings on the way down. Now you guys can all say it with me, La Plume notes, hey Kathy, that looks definitely like leaves. So what I'm gonna do is go in here and try to fix this and go and outline it with a black, I have a Tombow here, but I'm gonna quickly change that to a Muji fine liner to see if I can make it more feather-like, and so that's what I'm gonna be spending a little bit of time doing here. All right, now let's get into my weekly spreads. I'm only going to show you one because most of them are pretty similar. I can't give too much thought to how every weekly spread is going to be unique. So I'm just going to share with you one of them that I do right now. And so what I'm going to do is just have my to-dos and my notes on the left side so that I can have just a long list of to-do items for the week that I would like to get accomplished. And then on the right side, you're going to see me have a little mini calendar for March and then smaller spots for Monday through Sunday. And so I like to leave the weekend together at the bottom because that's kind of the way I have my chunk of time spread out is I work full time Monday through Friday, and then I do a lot of house activities or kid activities on the weekends. And so that's why I like to separate out Saturday and Sunday together. And then on the left side for the to-do and notes, I actually want to keep that open so that every week I can actually either draw on there or put stickers on there or just leave it open for more creative space. And that's actually what I like to do even for every page that I add into my bullet journal. So historically I used to have a separate journal where I used to just write things in, but now I like to actually add everything into my bullet journal here and actually leave a little bit of space even in my journaling on the side for me to add in graphics or pictures or stickers or just whatever I may want as a visual add-on to my journal entry. So that's what I'm going to be working on, is showing you just this quick spread that I put together for my weekly. So as we probably saw that I am not that great at drawing feathers in general, so I'm going to go ahead and add stickers to the left portion of my weekly spread. And I got these stickers on Amazon, and I think I showed you the package here so that if you wanted to try to find these, I thought these were a great deal. And obviously I just love the color scheme of these feathers, and so that's what I'm going to be playing around with and trying to figure out what is a good way to place this on my left side of my weekly spread. stayed to the end of this video, I really appreciate it, and I thank you for just sticking with me as I just rambled through me updating my March bullet journal and having you guys watch me as I just go through and update my pages. And so I hope you enjoyed this, and we'll catch up next time. Bye!